All right, I want to share a lesson I learned from my flight instructor, and I like always taking little things in life, even if it's so small and it maybe feel insignificant. I like still taking it and breaking it down and thinking like, what else can I use this for? So, lesson from my flight instructor. So this was about like last year, and it was about the beginning of summer. I was getting ready for my solo, and those times are kind of really important when you're becoming a pilot because first, you don't know a lot about flying, maybe around 5-10 hours, and you're going to fly by yourself, and you are pilot in command, which means that you are responsible for that aircraft. I don't You're responsible for that airplane. Anything that happens is really so your instructor needs to make sure that you are prepared, and he's not gonna let you fly until he's not gonna let you fly by yourself until you are basically ready, or he thinks that you're ready. So we were in the area, for anybody that knows upstate New York. We were around Orange County. Our airport is KMGJ. And we were coming back from Poughkeepsie Airport. We call this airport KPOU. And we were coming back to land runway 4. I'm going to draw this beautiful runway. Runway 4. But before you come in to run for runway 4, you gotta enter what they say like a 45. For anybody that doesn't understand what this means, I'm gonna draw it out, explain the best of my ability. So let me go back a little bit. The lesson I learned from my flight instructor, as I was telling you, is basically he was telling me you need to focus. One thing at a time. And now let me go back to what I was talking about. So I was flying upstate New York, whoever's familiar with that. My airport, KMGJ. We went to KPOU, Poughkeepsie. On our way back, this is our kind of airport picture. And we're coming back from Poughkeepsie. It's like runway 6 and runway 24. I believe it's 24. And they're pretty close. About like, I think it's like about 15 miles away. And we left. We got the okay to leave the airspace. Started to leave, blah, blah, blah. We're flying. Then he's like, okay, I've, at this point, he kind of helped me get out the airspace. But around here, he was like, okay, I want you to take me back to the airport. I want you to take me back to the airport. You know how to land, you know how to take off. So here, I'm going to remain quiet and I want you to take us safely back to the airport. So at this point, I already knew what I was doing. It's not a big thing, fly the airplane, aviate, navigate, communicate. That's pretty standard rules, or not rules, but like aviate, navigate, communicate. But somewhere around here, I got a little like nervous, or I don't know, a little flustered. Started having a lot of things going in my brain. I was like, okay, I am about 11 miles. At 10 miles, I have to make my radio call. I have to get weather. Have to check the weather. I have to make that radio call, tell them, and let the traffic know where I'm at. I was having problems with my cardinal direction. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know where I was in relationship to the airport. And then I had to navigate also. Like, I had to kind of recognize where I was a bit. And our airplane, we fly a Diamond 40, so it's a pretty nice airplane. It has a G1000, if anybody know what that is. It's basically a nice avionics system. It has navigation. You could like click one button for nearest, and then it'll pop up the nearest airport. So that kind of helped me a bit. But at that time, I was not really familiar with the G1000. I was pretty new to it, 5-10 hours in it. So, messing with that. Then I had my iPad. I was trying to make that radio call. I was trying to fly the airplane. I had to run my checklist. Let's write that down too. I had to run my checklist, my descent checklist, make sure that my fuel pump was on, my lights was on, and made sure I had everything. And when I started doing all these stuffs at a single time, I got distracted. I started focusing on, navigating, and then I forgot about communicating. I didn't do that fast enough. Then I was not flying the airplane. The airplane was flying me, so it just got all over the air, over the place. So he saw I got nervous, got flustered, and wasn't basically flying the airplane, wasn't navigating properly, wasn't communicating. We were getting close to the airport. At this point, we were about somewhere around, let's say somewhere around here. I was supposed to be around here. So what he said is kind of caught me off guard, but it was really important. He told me focus one thing at a time. That's all you need to do. You have a lot of tasks that you have to complete. But you cannot get saturated or get overwhelmed with everything that's going on. You need to use your checklist, he told me. You have your checklist of everything you need to do. Basically, as pilots, it's not that we forget, but we want to make sure that everything is being done in a systematic way. So we have our takeoff, we have our before landing, after landing checklist. So he told me, okay, What are you going to do right now? Coming to land. Good. So open that up. You're going to fly the airplane, and you're going to quickly glance down, make sure that you have done. You got the weather, you got the radios, you got the lights, you made your radio call, and it's going to be one step at a time. And if you're not ready, stay away from the airport. You're going to do maybe one or two 360s degrees, and basically get in the airplane and you're going around, and that's going to basically help you, you know, give you some time and not feel like you're in a rush and you need to accomplish your checklist. And the goal is to take your time. Like, it's up to you. It's not an emergency. So you want to make sure that you take your time, you focus on one thing at a time. That's very important, because what I was doing is I was getting saturated. I was doing too much. I was like, oh my God, I got to get the weather. I got to communicate. I got to know where I'm at. I got to navigate. I'm not really sure about the G1000. I have to do the checklist. And I was like, I was like, a little sad. I'm like, Lord, I'm going to cry. But he was like, slow down, bro. Like, you got all the time. One thing at a time. So after we landed, I finally made it. I got back on track. And I came to land. Got on the 45. Made my radio call. Told them Orange County traffic. Diamond 791 Papa Sierra. Maneuvering to the 45. And landing on runway 4. And made it happen. It was a little intense because it was my first time. My instructor told me, do it yourself. But I did it. And it felt good. I was in a much better position. Once I got there and clear of the runway, he was like, good job. You messed up on a few things. You got, but you managed, and we got back on track. You listened to everything. And he was like, I wasn't expecting you to figure out all by yourself, but what I really wanted to see how you would react. And I wanted to just you feel how it's going to feel, because you're going to go on a solo cross country soon, and you're going to need to know. I need to know how you're going to react. How are you going to come to land? How are you going to take off? I'm not going to be there all the time. I was like, okay, I get it. And he's like, flight training is going to be like this. I'm going to be on your side, right next to you, helping you. But at a certain point, you're going to need to take command, PIC, which means piloting command. So instead of me telling you what you're going to do, you're going to tell me what we're going to do. You're the piloting command, and I am the passenger. So it was really helpful. Then I was like, how can I associate this with life? Because in life, you got so much things, at least in my life, there's so much things I want to do. So much things I'm focusing on. And I'm like, yo, there's so much things I want to do, but sometimes, I be focused on too much things. I'm trying to look at the green stuff, the money. But I get too distracted focus on too many things and I get nothing done. Like I wanna build a nice, beautiful business. Like, at least in my personal life, I wanna get fit. I wanna build a nice body. And like I believe in God, so like my relationship with God is important. Like I wanna make good money. Like I wanna be a pilot. I love music, so like I want to be like a master musician. Like there's so much things I like that I'm interested, you know. I could even go off like musician. I love guitar, I love piano. Guitar. And the list could go on, and I feel like that's everybody. We have so much things that we want to do. Like if you're in a relationship, like this could literally go on and on. Like you're in a relationship, you got your girl, you got your boyfriend. Right? You got your family, mom and dad, sisters, friends. Maybe you want to hang out with them. But while you're trying to do all these things, it's really hard to do all those things. So, what I really started to apply in my life is tell myself in my brain and remind myself every second, focus on one thing at a time. Like, sure, yeah, you could do all these things, but choose one thing. Focus on one thing at a time. And once you start doing those one thing at a time, one mission at a time, one focus at a time, and one thing at a time. I usually have to tell myself one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Good, 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 good. Like slows down your brain. You get more focused on what you want to do. You accomplish more things. And I remember watching a video about the difference between Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, all these high performance entrepreneurs is that they are focused. Super focused. They're super, super focused. Super, super focused. They choose one or two things that they want to focus on, and then they focus down. So that is the main thing in this video. This is the lesson I learned from my instructor. You know, you need to focus. You could have everything you want. There's a time, place for everything. And focus one thing at a time. And hopefully that helps.